Hey everyone, I'd like to ask you all a question before we get started. How many of you spend most of your time in lounging around inside your house all day? Now, what if I told you that there is a sport where all you have to do is go outside and do nothing? That sport is called fishing. My name is Justin, and today I'm going to try and convince you to go fishing if you haven't done so already. My credibility is based on the extensive research on my topic as well as a sprinkle of personal experience. I will discuss potential problems that may prevent people from fishing, as well as solutions that can help bring down these problems. It can help solve these problems. According to the Restored Church of God, they say that people on average spend about 90% of their time indoors. Now, to be honest, it's kind of sad. Even I feel kind of guilty whenever I spend a lot of my time playing video games all day instead of going out with my friends. Another problem is that people can find fishing boring. Most of the time, when I walk by someone who's fishing, all they're doing is casting their line out and waiting until they catch a fish, which can take a very long time. Fishing is a game of waiting, and you could catch many fish, some fish, or not even one fish while out on a fishing trip. Furthermore, fishing can look like quite an expensive sport. Whenever you walk by someone on the pier who is fishing, they have carts that are decked out with fishing gear, which may beg the question, how much money am I supposed to spend to start fishing? We're going to go over that later. Moving on, now we're going to talk about how these problems are caused. According to Dan Griffiths, a director of strategic planning at Tanner LLC, states that if you were to ask any group of avid anglers about the key to their fishing success, one of the most common responses would be patience. Fishing requires a lot of patience. It can take minutes or even hours until you catch your first fish of the day during a fishing trip. Fish won't immediately bite your hook once it goes into the water. You have to wait until it bites it. It can nibble at it, but you have to wait until it actually bites onto it. Or it can just swim away without the hook in its mouth. The way people treat fishing may also affect people's interest in it. Now, in most other sports, such as football, basketball, soccer, and lacrosse, you're almost always running around the field, unless you're the one sitting on the bench. Then it'd be somewhat like fishing. But fishing is mostly seen as a leisure sport, which is meant to help you relax and enjoy nature. Now that we've gone over the problems and the causes of these problems, we're now moving on to the solutions. According to the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fishing, sharing a fishing experience helps strengthen relationships with family and friends. Bringing your friends and family along for a fishing trip can be very beneficial. It can make the trip a little bit less boring, and it depends on who you bring. It can also provide opportunities for long-lasting bragging rights. Don't forget that going fishing will also provide you with that extra boost of vitamin D because you're in the sun all day. Furthermore, there are many retailers that can help you buy your first set of fishing gear. Such retailers include Walmart, which sell fishing gear for cheap and affordable prices. There are also people on YouTube that challenge themselves to buy starting fishing gear for as low of a price as possible. If you're still bored while going fishing, try to bring someone or something to help you get rid of that boredom, such as a book or a mobile console. On an additional note, there are many sites, apps, and people who are willing to help you get started fishing. For example, sdfish.com is a website that provides information on many fishing sites in and around the San Diego area. They give valuable info, such as the kind of fish you will find, as well as any fees and operating hours. Another website that can be useful for fishing is fishingreminder.com. It is a website that takes the date into account, such as today, and it rates the day. For example, a 4 out of 4 rating means it's an excellent day to go fishing. They also provide other information such as the best time to fish and the fish's feeding periods. I'd suggest you start fishing at Imperial Beach because there's lots of parking space and it's also free to the public. Now, in conclusion, hopefully I've convinced at least some of you to take part in a fishing trip sometime in the future with family or friends. I've discussed problems and barriers that can prevent people from fishing, and I have listed solutions to help solve those problems. If you go alone, you can enjoy the time to yourself and the environment around you. But if you go fishing with others, I hope you catch at least something. My name is Justin Lozano, and thank you for listening to my presentation.